Polygon. You're listening to Breakfastnauts again. You are now listening to, what day will it be today? It's going to be Friday the 2nd of August.
You sure? I thought
Yeah,
it was going to be Thursday.
It'll be Friday the 2nd of August.
Oh, okay.
And we are recording this live, Sean, so don't ruin it.
From the past.
Yeah, shh. This is live. It's sunny outside. Who knows? You are listening to Breakfastnauts, your morning chat show type event on the Polygon community. My name is Paddy, as always. With me, for the first time in a while, is Shaun.
Hello, Polynauts.
Yeah, I mean, you're actually supposed to be here.
Yeah, I'm actually here this week. Last week I was at my graduation. I'm all graduated now, so I've joined you in post-grad life. It's pretty. Hey.
It's like regular, it's like grad life, but you do a bit less work, so it's good.
Yeah, there's a lot less critical sort of, oh, you really don't know what you're talking about here. Go do some maths. I'm like, no. Now I can just choose whether I want to do maths or not. I don't want to do maths. Maths is crap.
Yeah. Well, I can reveal this now because it'll be Friday when this goes up. I mean, it's live when this goes up.
Yeah.
I have a real job finally.
Yeah!
After 6 months of not doing anything, I have a real job. And I'm rather happy.
Well done.
Thanks. Why don't you introduce, let's explain what we're talking about today. Go ahead, fire away.
So yeah, today we're going to talk about a rumor that's popped up, and it's pretty funny because every time we hear from Microsoft that, we're completely 100% in what we're doing, we believe in Xbox One. They're planning now to reintroduce Xbox One at a live press event in the months ahead, rumored to be Gamescom. And what they're intending to do is drop the price to match the PlayStation 4. So the price is going to be $399 or €399, which is still pretty mental, by the way. But we'll talk about pricing a whole other time. So by getting it down to that price, they're looking to address a lot of the negative feel and buzz around, the whole console being $100 more expensive than PlayStation 4, which we really do know that Sony just did that on the day.
No, stop talking.
No,
stop
they
talking.
did. They did.
How could they have possibly got that video made for the presentation 3 hours later?
Dude.
Don't talk shit.
Dude.
I will not let you talk shit.
How could they possibly have made that 10-second video? Anyway,
they must have planned it, and they had the thing, and it was all prepared and made up. There was movement.
That was okay. Clearly,
I won't let you talk shit like that. No, slap bad
citation needed.
Citations. Okay, let's just talk about the Xbox One. Okay, so the rumor is they're going to have a new Xbox One reveal event, and they're going to drop the price. How do you feel about that?
I would be surprised. I completely get behind the idea that they are going to reintroduce it because, frankly, over the last month, maybe since E3, I don't know how long it's been. It feels like longer. I don't know.
Well,
it feels like every single fact we heard about the machine has been either redacted or changed or completely turned around, or they've turned it off, or they've gone back on it, and I don't know what it is anymore. I literally don't know what's real and what's fact and what's fiction with this machine anymore. Okay. I have no idea what is real.
Let's go down the list, and you guys can tell me if they've changed it. Okay, all right?
Okay.
So you'll be able to share games with other people. Is that still happening or not?
If that's the family sharing,
yeah.
That got rid of, didn't it? I think that's gone.
Okay, that's gone.
I believe it's been removed.
Dead.
There'll be no game sharing, like proper disc sharing and handling. So no use game sharing unless you go back through specific game retail outlets.
Well, that's definitely gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been removed as well.
Okay, good. That's 2 for 2.
What else did they have? That was very unpopular.
The 24-hour check-in.
24-hour check-in.
Gone.
Get that. That's gone.
Gone. There was a thing today, wasn't there, where you can now. Originally, you couldn't use your old headsets with the
Wait.
controller, and now they're making an
Is it over
adapter. So
there?
that's gone.
That adapter has been rumored for weeks,
Mhm.
but now it's official. You can buy an adapter,
Yep.
which will probably cost about $20. Let's be honest. It'll probably be a ridiculous amount for them
For a plug.
for a plug.
Indie self-publishing is new because they weren't going to allow that, and now that is new. So that's another one.
Yeah, indie self-publishing was blatantly, we don't really want you on the system unless you've got a publisher. But now the thing is with that, Microsoft will be the publisher for every indie developer, such as, okay, for example, I know you've been dabbling in Unity again. Imagine you come up with this really great idea, as if.
What? Rude.
Very rude. But it's a morning show, so I'm a bit grouchy, right? But yeah, imagine you come up with this idea and you're using Unity, which also now supports Xbox One. You wanted to publish that game. Now, you can either pay Unity a very hefty license fee to do that, so you can self-publish on the platform, or you can go through Microsoft, use Unity free of charge, and then they'll act as your publisher. So they're still getting what they want, just in a bit of a roundabout way.
If they're your publisher, they also own your IP as well, depending on how the terms of service are written.
I think the terms of service for Unity are they'll get a specific split of the profit, but they won't actually own your game. I think even for Microsoft, that would be one step too far.
Or would it be
I don't know,
one
have they
step not
announced?
too far enough? I got confused. Carry on. Let's talk about the price, the pricing thing. Let's talk about the pricing, because I can't get my head around that happening. Like bringing the price down to match the PS4. I can't see it.
I can't see it unless they take a heavy loss.
Yeah.
But
A
then
real
again, sorry.
The money is not in the hardware. The money is going to be in the library and the peripherals. So they can actually take a heavy loss on the console and then make it all back if the console takes off and like has a huge market share through the software.
Yeah, on the reverse side of that, right? Nintendo, they've traditionally made hardware at a profit, yeah? And I think for them to make any sort of profit on the Wii U, they have to sell one game with the console, correct?
Yeah?
Right?
I don't know. I don't
Something
know.
like that.
Something like that. So they're currently selling, I think it's £300 in the UK.
It's not a small number.
It is not a small number. So even for them to take a massive loss, they don't have the software library to back it up. So for Xbox One to be able to take that massive hit, and Kinect is a massive, massive drain on that console in terms of cost.
Oh, totally.
I don't see them having a big enough library, and we're not even going to get into the whole self-publisher. Everyone can make games for it on their Windows PC. That's extra. That doesn't even count. I'm talking about AAA games that you can go on a shop and buy off the shelf. I can't see them making enough of a profit on those games to sustain the loss they'll make on Xbox hardware. Does that make any sense?
What's the cost of the new Kinect?
I think the cost of build on it is like $100 alone.
Oof.
Because when the Kinect first came out, I think they priced the bill of materials at around like $50 to $75 for a Kinect that they were selling for $150. But I mean that doesn't take into consideration R&D.
I mean, R&D is going to be a massive cost to it, but they weren't even building on the older Kinect tech. It was completely redesigned from the bottom up by a different company than the one who made the original Kinect as well.
Yeah,
So
it has a lot more features.
It has a lot more features, but I can't see the software cost matching, the hardware cut down for Xbox One for a while.
You have to think of it this way though. They're not looking at it becoming a profitable system in a year or two. They're planning for at least a decade-long generation.
Yeah, I think as well, something else that we're not even considering is the dashboard. The dashboard is designed to position advertisements. And that's something that Paddy has always been pretty pissed about whenever he's used my Xbox. But
Yeah, it drives me crazy when I turn it on and I'm trying to find something, and the first thing it selects is an advert. Like, no, no, let me select the game. It drives me crazy.
yeah, but it's become more than a games platform now. It's become a media consumption device.
It's an advertising medium.
I think
I'll have to check. I haven't used my Xbox in 17 months. I have a new power supply for it though, so
yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to be
it strikes me as it's just designed to push as many adverts at you as many as it can on every single page as well.
okay. Think
They're
of it this way,
everywhere.
right? I wouldn't mind adverts on Xbox if I didn't pay for Xbox Gold.
I mean, the whole point is that you're paying the subscription, so you don't have to see that kind of crap. I mean, that's what websites do. Like, you pay subscriptions to them, and then they get all the ads out, and you can just get on with what you were doing. I don't see why they have to keep telling you just buy, for the sake of argument, Mountain Dew. You know, it's like,
see, is it specifically that, or is it um, essentially cutting off the amount you have to pay per year in order for them to support the service? Because I mean, you're looking at a 24/7 service that they're running 365. There's costs to that just for operations and maintenance.
hmm, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do, but it just seems like there's too many. No
Yeah.
server needs that much money. There's too many, and like videos that like advert videos that will play as you go over them. It's like, no, shut up. I want to play Skyrim. Get out of my
Well,
face, you advert. I don't want to talk to you. And
no
it just
server
seems,
needs that much money, but
yeah,
it's more about they're a business, so they want to make more money.
yeah, and that's basically my biggest problem with it. It's like, no, it's not a business. Don't make money off me. Give me things I want, and then I will give you more money. It's that simple with me. Give me something I like, and I will give you money. I can't really put it any simpler than that. You know, if you're gonna treat me like a wallet, then no. And that's the biggest problem I've always had with Microsoft is they don't seem to like mark it out to a person. They mark it out to a wallet. And that's quite admittedly, I'm not the most objective person in the world about this particular issue. Um, with my Sony PlayStation 3 and my Sony PlayStation 2 and my Sony everything, I'm not the most. Yeah, I'll admit I'm not the most objective, but that's the impression that I've always got from Microsoft. And I mean, with what the Xbox One was going to be, it sounded like they were going to continue that way. Where you're paying all this money and you've got to watch TV on it now, and I don't care. And I really, really want to see this reintroducing press event because I want to see how they're going now. I want to see if they're still going to try and market out to a person as a wallet, not a gamer or not a consumer. I want to see them market to people.
yeah. I mean,
I don't want to see, hey, this is the new Xbox One. Let's show you some adverts. No.
In terms of that, though, I mean, both Sony and Microsoft are essentially functioning that way. In terms like, as far as I see it, Nintendo is really the experimenter in the industry of the big three. The other two are just more horsepower,
Yeah,
and we're going to
Nintendo
give you
will do
this, give us your
something.
money.
Yeah, Nintendo will do something completely out there and see if it works. Which did with the Wii, and it's not quite grabbing so well on the Wii U, but they're trying. Bless them.
Yeah.
Whereas I agree. I mean, I think Xbox, like Microsoft and Sony, they are kind of going for the big numbers, the big guns. And I mean, I think Microsoft they do need to kind of fix this bad sort of smell they've got about them because I don't see the initial machine they showed at their reveal event and at E3. I don't see how they could honestly think that was good. I mean, I get there were services and there were features there that were reasonable, and that's fine. There were a few things that are interesting, but I don't know how they could think, yeah, this is something people will want to buy. Yeah, let's not let them do anything with it unless they log in. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything that. It sounds like they just haven't thought it through, and now they're thinking, actually, no, that's wrong. Everyone's not going to buy one because everyone hates us. Let's change everything. And if that
I
gives us
think
better
it.
games going forwards, then great. If that makes everything more, what's the word? Parity, I guess, between the big ones. If you get better games out of it and you get more competition, that's brilliant. So
I
it's a
think
win.
that
Carry on.
what they were trying to do is they're one trying to establish gaming as a service rather than disc-based games, physical medium. But they were also trying to go digital only for everything, like the whole offload to the cloud feature that they're going for.
Sure.
They did kind of have the consumer in mind, but I think they were more focused on servicing the publisher. And I don't know if they really realized that until there was such a large consumer backlash.
Well, I think we're going to see it at Gamescom.
When is Gamescom? Anyone got an
Gamescom
idea?
is August 11th, I
Oh, that's
believe.
2 weeks away.
It is not far away at all.
That's
I don't,
brilliant.
I don't think Microsoft can afford to wait any other time past Gamescom. They need to have their consoles on the show floor. They need to have the games there. And they need to tell people, like, we want you to go look at our games. Like, go now. This is why you should believe in Xbox. They want to take all the attention away from PlayStation. And Europe is a good place to try that because traditionally they don't need to worry about the United States. The Xbox will sell there. PlayStation is very much the console of choice in Europe. So they need to at least make an effort to try and sell East.
Or at least do more stupid stuff, because if anything, they'll get the headlines. I mean, every thread you see on the forum is about sort of, there was a lot of the Xbox One is doing this, that, the other. It's not great, and no one really talks about the PS4. In comparison, you don't see as many PS4 threads just popping up compared to Xbox Ones, and I just think that's because there was so much, misinformation and negative press, and everyone's not sure what the damn thing does. So we're all talking about it, if only because we're trying to work out what the damn thing does.
Well, okay. As we're coming up to the close here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're now close to 20 minutes in.
Okay,
but
I
will say I'm excited to see what Microsoft do because they've got a new person in charge. Don Matrick is gone. He knew he was leaving, so I think that was a big part of the problem for Microsoft in the past. His heart wasn't even in it. He just didn't see any reason to try and sell something that he wasn't going to be involved with 5, 6, or even 2 months down the line. Julie Larson Green's in charge. She's a lot more energetic on stage. I recommend checking out some of her build press conferences that she's done in the past. She's also head of the Windows division, so there's going to be some. Don't laugh too much.
Was Vista her fault?
No. She's recently only taken that over.
Ah, okay.
But I will say that if anything, they're definitely going to see a lot of improvement in how Microsoft deliver what they now know people actually want to see. So we'll see at Gamescom.
It's going to be interesting. A couple of weeks' time, it's going to be an interesting little show, and I can't wait.
I mean, at PAX Australia, I've seen some photos from there, and the Xbox One looks like a monster. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and downplay it, or even try and get that looking a little smaller in some of the product shots as well.
Are they going to sit it next to like Andre the Giant or something?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure because when they've been displaying it, they've just been saying, "Here it is," and it's like length by width. It could eat the original PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3's got it on height though.
Okay.
So
I think. Do you think maybe they're going to bring out like Shaq? This is the Xbox One. It's not as big as it looks. Look, because here's Shaq. It's tiny.
Look, it fits in my hand.
Introducing, they're bringing back Shaq Fu only for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And that's how they lost Gamescom.
They'll use that Illumaroom technology to basically display Shaq on the side of the Xbox One. Or who's the big fat guy in Punch Out?
Mike Tyson?
No. No. I'm thinking of the big giant guy. I'm just going to refer to him as Butterbean because kind of reminds me of Butterbean.
Butterbean.
And you just have to punch the console, and you break your fist, and then you have to buy some DLC. But if there's one thing Microsoft has done right, Microsoft points, and that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah.
Oh, God. Do you think at this event, I mean, like final thought before we close up, do you think they're still going to call it the Xbox One? I mean,
Yeah.
everything else
Yes.
has changed.
Yes, they won't change that. As it is, they're changing the name is going to cause even more confusion, and
Yeah.
they've got to win back the consumers they've lost with their initial announcement.
So, okay, out of the three of us, how many of us think that we're going to see that $100 price drop? I think yes.
I think no.
It's a possibility. Maybe not exactly $100, but a price drop is definitely in the realm of possibility. If they're going for the long term, they could still make it a profitable.
So
Generation.
between us, we're on the fence in the middle. Great. I do love a solid conclusion. That's what I like out of a conversation. I have a solid conclusion at the end. What do we think? As a group, maybe.
I think that sounds like every moderator conversation we've ever had.
Yep. Who knows?
Maybe.
Guys,
yeah. Anyway, we'll.
Guys,
Ooh.
What?
what do you think of the 8th generation?
Delete.
Introducing the Xbox. Yeah. Well, let's draw to a close there then, because we've
Yeah,
talked far
because
too long. Once again,
my breakfast pie is burning.
get that breakfast pie. Thank you everyone for listening. This was Breakfastnauts episode 5 or 6 or
6.
4. I don't really know. I think the last one was actually number 3, so this is probably 4.
Let's call it Friday.
We'll work it out later. We'll edit that in Pro Tools.
Friday 2.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening. This has been Breakfastnauts. We hope you have a lovely day, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.